After all the stuff you said, I guess you was just like, if you can't beat them, join them. Shakur say, look, if you can't beat them, join them. Because I remember how people was so in an uproar when Jerron Boots Ennis went to go spar Canelo, not knowing that Canelo and Boots family already had a connection. They already knew each other. Jerron Boots Ennis wasn't just like, let me go volunteer myself. That's not what happened, even though that's the narrative they tried to put out there. That's the narrative they tried to put out there. But Shakur Stevenson, at first I thought Jake Paul was trolling. He volunteered himself up to go and fight and spar and help Jake Paul to quote unquote beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And people are saying, oh, well, it's because Tank said he would never fight him. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with him saying that Tank is disrespecting the sport by fighting Jake Paul? Is he now disrespecting the sport? Let me know and drop it below. Is Shakur Stevenson disrespecting the sport? Yeah, Isaiah, what about your integrity, Shakur? The integrity that Bud taught you. This is it. This is it. This is the integrity that Bud taught him. And now people are gonna turn this into a, oh, you upset, because people act like they can't hear, like they can't just think like a layer deeper than the surface. Oh, you just mad because Shakur going to spar Jake Paul? I don't care. I don't care that Shakur is going to spar Jake Paul. I have no problem with that. What I'm pointing out, and what I want to get people to recognize, is that Shakur Stevenson has exposed himself with this. We already knew he was coming out capping, talking in circles, doing this, doing that, sneaking behind Jamel Herring back, trying to snake Frank Marr, all this other crazy stuff that people act like they don't want to ever talk about or overlook from Shakur Stevenson, to act like he's just perfect or something. But then you come out and do this, and now it's like, okay, well, that's why Tank Davis got an issue with you. It's like you fake. You're, for lack of a better word, this shit is fake. Shakur Stevenson going to, and this is nothing personal. I don't hate Shakur Stevenson, none of that. I'm just calling it for what it is. Shakur Stevenson going to spar Jake Paul is the fakest thing that he could have ever done to expose himself. It's the fakest thing he could have ever done to expose himself. Not because he's going to spar Jake Paul, but because of the way that he talked about this fight when it first got announced between Tank Davis and Jake Paul, all that disrespecting the sport, and I would do this and I would do that, and all of that you was talking, only to come down the line a couple of weeks later, you inserting yourself and joining the circus. You joining the circus. You inserting yourself and you're joining the circus. So either you was lying then when you had all this to say about the fight, or you're lying now when you've inserted yourself in the fight and sparring Jake Paul. I'm just saying, like, this is crazy. And anybody that's going to like try to justify, listen, everybody entitled to their own opinion. But I'm just saying, if you're not gonna acknowledge that Shakur Stevenson is fake, then you're not real. If you cannot acknowledge that Shakur Stevenson is fake, then you are not real, in my opinion. Because this is, let's watch this video. Let's watch this video with Tim Bradley, because Tim Bradley, sometimes when y'all hear me say stuff, y'all, oh, 2 Cents, you don't like him, you just being emotional. Even though I don't even know why I'm always being accused of being emotional. I'm the most emotional person in YouTube. I'm the most unemotional person, non-emotional person on YouTube. So that's all I'm saying. But you cannot tell me, I wish I had the time to clip up and make look. I want to Layla Ali this nigga. I wish I had the time to clip up all of the pieces of him talking about this fight, only for him to announce that he about to Paul. That's what I would listen. Everybody in the chat, DM or find me a clip of him talking about this fight. We'll throw a little something together. We'll hit him with the Layla Ali because it's hypocritical. And I hate to say like, oh, they just hating on the fighter. Like, I might use that term loosely, but I really don't like to say like, oh, you're just hating on him because you don't like him. You just hating on him because you don't like him. No, this is hate. This is jealousy. You hate this fight so bad that you wanted to be a part of it. It's fake. I don't care how you want to spin it. And it's not like I don't understand. I don't like, because this is a thing, right? I'm able to see something and I can see it from several different angles, right? I could see how, even if it's fucked up, why this may be right. My brain can think like that. It's a gift and a curse. But sometimes, very rarely, it's situations to where I'm just like, I don't really even know why you would do that unless, and it's only one conclusion that I could draw. And now the only conclusion that I could draw from this, after after hearing what you've been saying, and after seeing how you've been acting, is you fake. That's it. It's no other way to put it. You fake, and it's coming off as jealous. How much do you have to not like a person to go back on your own word? Somebody tell me what that is. I'm just saying, I'm just asking. How much do you have to not like a person to go back on your own word? Well, we finna see what Tim Bradley had to say. Cause y'all know if me and Tim Bradley I got an up and down relationship. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, Tim, and sometimes I'm like, come on now, Tim. Come on now, Tim. But you know, I respect him. We agree or we don't agree. But let's take a listen at what he had to say in this video.
Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. Man, now they got fighters out there putting on boxing clinics. Now they traveling around and putting on boxing clinics. Is that the case now? You gotta be kidding me, man. For real. Come on now. Ain't these the same people that said that they wouldn't do this? They wouldn't fight Jake Paul? The same people saying that they wouldn't fight Jake Paul. They wouldn't do what Tank is doing. But they get in the ring with him. For real? And they over there putting on boxing clinics for him. Are you
These are the same people that said that they wouldn't fight Jake Paul and they wouldn't do what Tank is doing. Y'all let me know if I start popping or my signal start kind of dragging or messing up. My internet been tripping lately. But these are the same people that talk so much noise about this fight. I would love to do a documentary about the overreaction of this fight. I would love to because it was ridiculous. So these same people, it ain't a real fight. He a YouTube fighter. He Disney. He all of these things for Tank to fight, but it's okay for you to go spar and fight him. That's wild.
kidding me? Come on, man. Y'all gotta check yourself, man. Before you wreck yourself. Yeah, that's old school. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hey, you need to get with the program. Yeah. But anyways, damn. What's going on? Come on now. So you don't like what he doing, but you supporting the cause? Make that make sense. Man, y'all gotta look at the whole picture, man. Y'all slacking over there. Y'all gotta look at the whole damn picture, man.
No, they like the cause. They just don't like that Tank is in the cause. Do they really not like what he doing? Can somebody tell me? Do they really not like what he doing? Either they was lying then, or they're lying now. Which one is it? You said you wouldn't fight them. You said it's a circus show. You're not going to even watch it.
You see what Jake is doing? Jake fighting a 130 pounder. Think about that, a 130 pounder, one of your brothers. One of your brothers. Yeah, one of your boxing brothers. You know Jake Paul is fakety fake. Fake. Yeah. Man, where that fake pleather. He faker than.
They all fake, Tim. Don't just call Jake Paul fake. They're all fake. Shakur's fake. Fakety fake. Faker than pleather. All that shit is fake over there. Don't just try to call Jake Paul fake. They went and hopped in there with the fake, with the quote unquote fakeness. You gonna call Jake Paul fake? Why you ain't call Shakur fake?
Pleather. Yeah, he is fake. He ain't real. Y'all over there serving them up, giving them boxing lessons. You know what I'm saying? Giving them the secret to defeat your brother. Tank Davis. Whether you hate him or love him. That's crazy to me. I don't get it. Yeah. Hey, ain't nobody damn perfect, man, but I'm here to let y'all know, man. Y'all dropping the ball, man. Y'all out of pocket on this. You didn't see what Boots did? You see what Boots tried to do and you see it backfire on him? Now he looking stupid. Now he over there trying to chase a Crawford fight. Fool, did you see what you tried to do? Hey,
Let me stop you right there, Tim. Boots is not trying to chase no Crawford fight. Cut it out, bro. He literally just did an interview and said, let that man do him and he doing him and he got his own plans. Basically what he said. So cut that out. Terrence Crawford has already come out numerous of times and said that he's not fighting Boots. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And this is not about necessarily Shakur Stevenson going to spar Jake Paul to quote unquote help him beat Tank. This is about Shakur Stevenson being a hypocrite and being fake. That's what my point that I'm trying to make. You're a hypocrite and you're fake. But if Boots went to go spar Canelo and now Crawford shouldn't fight him, right? And that's y'all thought process over there. So since Shakur Stevenson is sparring Jake Paul, Tank shouldn't fight him. Tank shouldn't fight him at all. Because why are you going over there to spar and help with Jake Paul? But that's not even my argument. What I'm saying is you said Tank disrespected the sport. You said you wouldn't fight Jake Paul. You said Jake Paul a YouTube fighter. Y'all had all of these things to say, but yet you found a way to insert yourself into the circus. That's the point that I'm trying to make. So don't come at me with no other generic talking point. Don't come at me with no other surface level generic talking point because that's not what I'm saying. If you understand, put
nobody
a one
finna
in the
fight
chat.
you. Come on. Ain't nobody about to fight you. Crawford ain't about to fight you. He ain't about to give you no payday after you did what you did. Come on, man. Shoot. Look, Tank, you ain't out the weeds for this. You part of this hate. You part of this movement that's going on right now. You a part of this, yeah. No doubt. You sitting behind your keyboard or your phone and you talking trash, but you ain't willing to step up and catch that fade. Yeah, that's what it is. But shit, we not on you right now. We on these other guys, man. Double linguine, double linguine. Yeah, straight up. That's how y'all gonna look, man. Look, if Jake Fakety Paul don't get this done, y'all gonna look like some, man, I'm telling you, straight linguine leprechauns. Straight up double losers. Promise you that. And
I don't know what a linguine leprechaun is. If somebody want to explain what that is to me in the chat, but they already look like what you mean they gonna look if he look no, they already look like that. Not because they sparring Jake Paul. Like we could even get on that off code shit, but I'm not even talking about the off code stuff because that really goes without saying. The way they responded with that off code stuff with Boots and videos and he off code and Boots ain't got no self respect and Boots and it's funny to me. It's funny to me how People want to try to psychoanalyze and do all this stuff with other people when they be the main one on this app showing their own insecurities. They be the main ones on this app showing their own insecurities, and they're so oblivious and unaware to it. But then got the audacity to try to come on here and act. So y'all saying all this stuff about Boots and he off code and he don't got no self-respect and self-love and all this other stupid race-based poverty pimping shit y'all was saying. But it's silent when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, who's going to spar the white man. I don't understand. But that's not my point that I'm making. I'm not on that. I'm just talking about Shakur Stevenson's own fakeness and his own hypocrisy. That's what I've been addressing. But let's finish hearing what Tim got to say. This is what Tim talking about.
On the flip side of that, if Jake Paul was to pull off a victory, you're going to look even worse. Because everybody going to say, look at this. Look at these dudes, man. Look what they done did. Yeah. Boxing world going to be upside down because Jake Paul going to think he bigger than Godzilla. I just beat, well, pound for pound. You know how he do. He flipped the script every single time. Jake Paul win, oh, he bigger than Godzilla. He's ready for Usyk. He's ready to fight all these guys now. Jake Paul lose, well, I got in the ring with a top pound for pound fighter in the world. I mean, what do you expect? He's more skillful than me. Man, he flipped the script every single time. You know, this man is a Disney boy. He know how to act. He know what to say. He a car salesman. That's what he is. And y'all going over there contribute to help this dude. What you need to be doing is going to go support Tank. Shoot. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Oh, yeah. Shoot. Man, I promise you. Hey, look, man, look. You got to pray for your
They're not trying to support Tank. They've been SHITING on the man this whole time since the fight been announced. They have been they've been going out of their way to be unsupportive, but then going to participate in the main event. That's crazy. But I can't say that they do need to support Tank, but what they need to not do is be trying to shit on what this man is doing only to put the nose on and the glasses and the wig and hop in the clown show. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
enemies, man. You got to pray for them. Yeah. You'll be amazed what come about. You will be amazed what come about, man. For real. Instead of trying to sabotage, because it make you look bad. It make you look worse. Not Tank. It's going to actually bump up Tank. Yeah.
What it does, it makes you look bad. You trying to sabotage. Exactly. It makes you look bad. And the reason why it makes you look bad is because it shows how hypocritical, how jealous, and how fake you are. Like, you've been exposed. Like, people been saying it, right? People been saying these things about Shakur Stevenson, right? But now you just took the veil off. And anybody that can't acknowledge that Shakur Stevenson is fake and being fake, especially right now in this situation, they're not real themselves, in my opinion. Because I don't know no other way. Like, let me know in the chat, what other way could you look at this situation? Please tell me. Because Shakur said Tank was disrespecting the sport. So what is he doing? What is he? If Tank was disrespecting the sport, what is he doing after saying all of the things that he said, acting the way that he's been acting, talking about Tank, man, don't say his name, man, doing all that. But now you sparring Jake Paul.
These actions, hey, people gonna be supporting Tank on these type of actions. You guys got to look at the big picture, man. Years ago, man, I had a chance to spar, you know what I'm saying, Ricky Hatton. Rest in peace, my boy. We love you. But he fighting against Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Plus, I'm Tim Desert Storm Bradley, people. I'm a 5-time world champ, Hall of Famer. Hey, at that time, I wasn't what I am today, but I still was a world champion. I held myself to a higher standard. I ain't finna go help nobody, period. Shoot, you want this work? You come all the way to me. I'm not finna go to you. That's what it was. These young fighters, y'all gotta hold yourself to a higher standard. You two, Boots, all y'all, Ford, Shakur, Montana Love, I don't understand it. Talk about, well, he paying good money, Boots. He paying good money, and I want all the money you didn't made. Shakur, you know you don't need no damn money either. Nah, y'all just looking crazy, man, for real. And I'm here to let y'all know, y'all looking crazy, bruh, for real.
How you gonna tell these people about their money, bruh? Come on now. And no, Boots and Shakur is not the same situation because Boots didn't sit around and say that Canelo was disrespecting the sport by Canelo was disrespecting the sport by Terrence Crawford. He did not shit on the only to insert himself in the event. That's not the same thing. So don't. But once again, don't come at me with these generic talking points, please.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, I'm Unc. I gotta speak the truth. And that's just what it is. According to enemy. Tank ain't the enemy. Jake Paul is the enemy. Jake Paul got your opponent,
Tank
Shakur.
is the enemy. Oh, there's switch. Look how look at the overreaction to this Tank and Jake Paul fight. Look how they called and voluntarily threw themselves in the mix. Somebody that, like you just said, Tim Bradley stole your opponent.
He got him into the ring. Yeah, Jake Paul got your opponent. And now you helping him. Come on, man. Anyways, look, I'm done. I'm done ranting. That's my time. And I'm Tim Desert Storm Bradley. And I'm out.
So I think Tim Bradley said it. He said it pretty good. Shakur Stevenson say if you can't beat him, join him. Join him. He hopping in the circus too. So all I'm trying to do is just point it out. I'm not saying nobody's bad. I hate nobody. I'm not even talking about a wrong or a right. So it's no need to come at me with none of those generic talking points. I'm not saying nobody owe nobody nothing. I'm not saying that right now. I'm talking about Shakur Soft Touch Stevenson and his hypocrisy and how fake he is. That's what I'm talking about. And people have other concerns and issues with this Jake Paul Shakur Stevenson situation, but the one that I'm pointing out and giving my 2 cents about is the fact that he had so many things to say about this fight, but now he's going to be sparring Jake Paul. And I'm like, I thought your hands was resting, Shakur. I thought your hands was resting. I thought you couldn't come back and really be fighting till next year. But you about to be sparring heavyweights now. See, like here go one of them generic talking points I'm talking about. What does Shakur owe Tank? Shakur doesn't owe Tank anything. That's your answer. He don't owe him nothing. But I don't know what that question has to do with what I'm talking about. That question has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Like, I wish y'all could just listen. So how you getting paid to spar and your hands resting? And it's not even like they called you, right? Let's say that Shakur Stevenson, right, been talking all this noise, Tank disrespecting boxing, all this shit he been talking, right? And Jake Paul called Shakur and was like, "Hey, I want you to come spar with me. I'm gonna pay you ba da 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 ba ba." Now, I'm not saying it would make it any better, but I'm just saying it'd be a little different situation if that was the case. Because then it's like now you got a choice to make. Do I go do this for the money, even though I done said all of this stuff, or do I take the money? Right? You got to think about it. You got a choice to make. But Shakur Stevenson didn't have a choice to make. He made a decision to call Jake Paul and insert himself into this event. He made a decision. Yeah, it's just as bad. I'm not saying it'll change my thoughts if Jake would have called him, right? I'm just saying now it comes down to a choice. And it's like you know what I'm saying? Like you just made that choice. Like you just did some whole ass shit. You made that choice. But when you made the decision to call Jake, to me, that's kind of like when the hate and the jealousy kicks in for me, for my 2 cents. Because what made you sit there and be like, let me call Jake Paul so I could spar and help out this fight, even though I believe it's disrespecting the sport? Let me call and be a part of it. Let me call and be a part of it. Please don't say anything to me about boots because it's not what I'm talking about, and it's not even the same situation. Let me go spar a YouTuber. Let me go spar a YouTuber. The Disney guy. The fake fighter. Let me go insert myself in that situation. Even though I've been talking about it for weeks. Been talking bad about it. Absolutely, Michael. He said your ability to see things from different perspectives is a gift and a curse. Absolutely. Kurt needs to be held 1,000% accountable. Yeah, he needed to be held 1,000% accountable no matter whether he got a call or not. But what I'm saying is the fact that he didn't get a call and have to make a choice and he made a decision to do this is where it makes it even more diabolical. That's what I'm trying to say. It's even more diabolical, y'all. That's even more diabolical. Like you heard Tim Bradley, I was actually go spar for Mayweather. I'm like, no, like they just wasn't built like that. I'm not even surprised, Desmond. I'm not surprised at all, but sometimes people just like they look at a situation, right? And they don't really process and think about like what's really happening, and then they be so emotionally invested that they can't look objectively at both sides of a situation just because they don't like somebody. So because people don't like Tank, they not gonna acknowledge how fake and phony and jealous Shakur Stevenson is for doing this. They not gonna acknowledge that because they don't like Tank. But I'm gonna acknowledge it. Maybe you ain't think about it. Maybe you missed it. I don't know. But I'm gonna acknowledge it. And plus, it's just my opinion, though. It's my 2 cents. It's what I think. That's what I think. Shakur Stevenson said he sat there, right? He was sitting there. He was sitting there, right? And he was like, "Oh, what can I do? to be a part of the situation that I said is disrespecting boxing. So he picked up his phone and then he got on Amazon and he ordered this red nose, these blue glasses, and this orange wig you see him on right now. He ordered it. It was next day delivery. He got the message on his phone that it had been delivered. He was like, yes. He went, he got the package, he ripped it open. He took the wig out, shook it, looked at it. He was like, all right, cool. Took the glasses out, took the nose out. He picked up his phone. He was like, let me call Jake Paul to see if he gon' let me in the camp. He called Jake Paul. He like, Jake, I'm a southpaw. I could help you out. I could give you some tips. I see you already got Montana Love in the camp. Yep, Montana Love. Yeah, the nigga that be wearing the lip gloss and the eyeliner in his promo video, in his promo shoots. He all on the fight poster with mascara and lip gloss on, walking in the ring with a little puppy, the kind you walk around with a purse. Yeah, Montana Love him. Great for okay, yeah. You already got them two. Listen, I'm a southpaw. I can give you some tips and tricks. I can help you out. I know I was talking shit, Jake. I know I said you was a YouTuber, Disney guy, you not a real fighter, that your event is disrespecting the I know I said all of that. But I was just listen, you know how it be, bro. You a troll, you know how it go. You a troll, Jake. You feel me? You know how it go. So look, the reason for my call is can I come to camp? Can I come to camp? Okay, cool, cool. Yes. All right, Jake. Appreciate it, man. Man, listen, I can't come. I can't wait to come, man. We could talk some business. I can't wait. All right, cool. Then Shakur hung up the phone, right? And then he took the orange wig, he shook it. He was like, yeah. He was stomping his feet on the ground and shaking his body. Then he put his wig on. Then he put his nose on. Then he put his glasses on. He pulled out his cell phone to take a selfie. He said, you part of the circus now. And he took a selfie. And then he sent it to me. This is the picture right here on my thumbnail. Because he could not wait to insert himself into the circus. And for everybody that keeps saying, oh, he making money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He making money. It's nothing wrong with making money. I agree. But it's something wrong with being a hypocrite and being so fake. It's something wrong with that to me, in my opinion. It's a character flaw. It's like you feel me? Like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe people don't think that this is a bigger deal than what it really is.